You ever heard that saying where going on a group trip with your friends will show you who your real friends are, like how solid your connection really is? Yeah, well, I just had one of those experiences a couple weeks ago with these two girls that I thought were my friends. Turns out they were not. And before the comments ask, why did you get kicked off? Like, what did you do? I'm going to tell you guys literally like from start to finish. First off, the night before leaving, I had a really, really bad panic attack. And mind you, I don't have panic attacks. Like, I'm an anxious person sometimes, but like this was like a different level. My chest was so heavy. I literally couldn't breathe. I had like a whole mental breakdown before leaving. And I was playing it off that, oh, I'm just nervous because we're going to be driving really far away. And I was just scared. I was just nervous, whatever. No, that was my intuition telling me, Kayla, do not go on this trip. So whatever, the day that we leave, we drive at least like eight to like 10 hours or so. It took us a while to get to where we needed to be. And we ended up staying at this one house for one night. And then the next day we were going to leave and then drive another 3 hours to this music festival. So within this period of time, like I'm noticing like weird looks from one of the girls. Like I'm playing certain musics and like I would see that she would be like rolling her eyes or like getting irritated at me. And I kept having these like really negative thoughts and like this overwhelming feeling of like, I feel like I should not be here right now. So the day before we were going to leave, these girls walk into the room and they're like, hey, Kayla, do you want to go for a walk? And they wanted to go to like this wooded trail or whatever. Mind you, it wasn't out of the ordinary because we had already talked about like going on a hike and like watching a sunrise and stuff like that. So that wasn't weird to me. So whatever, we get to this trail and I'm noticing like really weird vibes. Like it's like something hasn't been said and it's just like there's like a lot of tension. And then I see this flower and something told me to like start filming this flower and to not stop filming. And as soon as I start filming this flower, I overhear one of them go, she's filming, to the other one. And mind you, like they're like a little ways away, so they like weren't that close to me. And it's just I overheard it, and I feel like I overheard it for a reason. So I peeped that and like something told me like keep filming. So I kept filming and like I get them in this video and like this one girl's like she has this like really creepy smile on her face and it's kind of like this underlying tone of like, oh, she doesn't even know what we're about to do to her. Like it's very fucking eerie. So we get to this like middle of this forest preserve, like walking, whatever. And then this one girl goes on with saying, well, Kayla, I kind of want to talk about something and this is mainly for you. But, and then she goes on this whole like tangent. At some point I was really confused at what she was trying to get at. And like, I had to tell her like, okay, can you just like get to the point? Cause like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then we stop and she goes, I want you to leave. I want you to get a plane ride home and I want you gone. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you want me gone? Mind you, like, I've known these girls since middle school. Like, this isn't like, these aren't like random people that I've only known for like so and so long. So I'm like looking around, like looking for like the cameras, like I'm getting pranked, right? Like, what do you mean you want me to leave? And mind you, there's another girl here, but she's not really talking that much. Like, she's just standing there like this, like staring at me like, while the other girl's talking. And I'm looking at both of them like I'm I'm confused. So whatever, I'm trying to like de-escalate the situation. I'm like trying to like really get down to why they want me gone so badly, because they were saying these things of like, oh, like we feel like you're gonna ruin the trip, we feel like you're gonna do this, we feel like you're gonna do that, blase blase. What are you talking about? Like you know who I am. Like, I'm so confused right now. Like, there's like a big chunk that's missing here. Like, at some point I asked her for her keys and I'm like, hey, like, can I just like go back to your car? Like, I don't know what the problem is. And like the look on her face when I asked her that, it's like she got pissed off. And at that point, like I start getting like really panicky. I'm like, whoa, like, what are you guys doing? Like, I don't understand. And mind you, like, we're in the middle of the woods and like these two girls are just ganging up on me at this point. At some point, I was forced to leave their house and I had to get a plane ride home and I had to get a hotel to stay that night because I couldn't get a plane that day. So whatever, we're back at the house. I'm grabbing all of my stuff. Like, they're not really talking to me. Like, they're acting like, oh, it's whatever. And I'm like on the phone and then my Uber's here and I'm not talking to them either. And I just grab my stuff and then one of them goes, where are you going? And I go, my Uber's here. I'm going to my hotel. Like, where else would I be going? And then she looks at me and she goes, oh, well, I would have brought you. Like, it was just like so spiteful. So then I like leave to go to this Uber and then she tries to give me a hug. And like, mind you, like it was so, like she was playing, like she was acting. Like, this was all an act. Like, she was trying to act like, oh no, like this is the best for everybody. Like, I promise, like, guys, she's gonna ruin it. The other girl was just a fucking follower because she didn't really even say much of anything. So whatever, fast forward, I'm home at this point and they have all of my stuff. I bought food, water that they ended up taking. They took all of that. They had to take my stuff because I brought stuff for camping as well. And mind you, I also paid for this music festival. So I was out $500 something plus some however much on food and water, whatever else. So at some point, her and her little boyfriend stop by my house, drop my stuff off, and then just leave. She can't even face me. I don't even know. So I'm looking at my stuff and I realize that some of my stuff is missing. So my mom ends up calling her, asking her like, hey, like, we're missing this, we're missing that, like, where is it? And one of the things, she's like, oh, my sister has it. All the way out in like South Carolina or North Carolina, whatever. Like, why does she have it? And it was something that was like mine too. So it's like, you had her using my stuff? Okay. Anyways, she starts harassing me about this necklace that her mom gave me. And I said that I didn't have the necklace. And I'm not lying. I didn't have that necklace. I had originally told her that I think I left it at her grandpa's. But, oh my God. Then I remembered the day that I had to leave the hotel, I had a bag that I couldn't bring with me on the plane, and I had to leave it there, and the necklace was in that bag. So, like, if you want that necklace back so bad, call Embassy Suites in Tennessee, because I don't have it. But the funny thing is, I asked her, I'm like, hey, do you have my tube top? And as soon as I asked her about this tube top, she shut up, and she was like, I'll check. I'll see if I have it. Oh, okay, here, let me jog your memory. This tube top that you wore and posted on your Instagram, not just one post, but 2 separate posts, seems very spiteful and vindictive. Not to mention that you also decided to wear the dress that I was gonna wear after you already had one picked out. So let's just say, like, if you really hated me this much, if you really thought that I was like this whatever person that you're trying to paint me as, would you be wearing my clothes? And would you be wearing the dress that I was originally going to wear? Maybe that's just me, but I just thought that was really odd. And it seems like it's some deeper rooted of some sort of jealousy or something, because why are you wearing my stuff? You posted it too. And it's probably because you knew that somehow it was going to get back to me, and I can already see it, like, oh, this is Kayla's shirt, should I wear it, da 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 da. Just gross behavior. Thing is, I already know she's just going on a rampage, trying to talk a lot of shit about me and trying to say this, that, and third of, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that. This is a projection of yourself, girl. You are a compulsive liar. You are trying to convince yourself of your own lies, and you know that you're lying. This is my story, my piece, and that's it.
Hey guys, get ready for me while I tell you one of the most embarrassing things that has happened to me this year. So every day I go to the gym, but it's not a commercial gym, it's the one in my neighborhood. So I'm on the treadmill doing my normal incline walk. You know, like, if you walk on the treadmill, you know how there's like nothing to do and you get bored out of your mind. As I was scrolling, I found like a random TikTok dance from like 2020. So after like a couple minutes of relearning it, I decided to make a video of it. And keep in mind, I have my headphones in, so the gym is pretty much silent. Nobody else was in the gym. Literally nobody ever goes to the gym. So it was just me, and I thought it was just gonna be me. Boy, was I wrong. Halfway into doing the dance, I look in the window, because our gym is like, there's treadmills, and then there's like weights, and then there's like some other weights. On this side, like opposite from the door, there's windows. So I look in the window because I heard something, and I was like, you're kidding. And turns out 2 of the finest sophomores walk in on me dancing. And I look, trust, it didn't help, because I was sweaty from 15 incline. Crazy little girl. So after I saw that they walked in, I started texting my friends, and I was like, what do? Do I leave? Like, do I stay? Do I like play it cool? And they're like, Peyton, get out of there. That is so embarrassing. Embarrassing stuff tends to happen to me quite a bit, and I text my friends about it, and they're like, it's fine. But because it was these specific people, they're like, Peyton, leave. I started breaking down in laughter, laughing at like my friends' messages, because, bro. You're probably thinking, like, who is this weirdo TikTok dancing and laughing at herself? Mind you, complete silence. Silence. I was dancing in the quiet. You would think anybody would be smart enough to just stop the situation there. Wrong. I probably could have made this whole situation a whole less awkward, but I decided to sit right outside of the gym for a good 20 minutes and right by the water fountain. Okay, so as I'm sitting by the water fountain, I'm texting all my friends still, because what else do I do? And I'm like, I'm still here, the music is good, blah blah blah. I should have just left, but it was cold and my dad couldn't pick me up yet. It's really snowing, I think. In the middle of me making a video to one of my friends again, they walk out. They walk out of the gym. Okay, before I continue, trust me, I'm not blind to the blush. It just happened to be a little bit much, right? Whoops. So when they walked out to get water like a normal gym person would do, I'm the weirdo in this situation, which is so awkward. So after we made eye contact, I pretty much got off my butt and ran out of the clubhouse. So I know that's probably not as exciting of a story as other people's, but like, let me tell you, I literally cannot not be embarrassed for like a whole week. I walked into school and every time I saw them, I literally ran away. I'm kidding, but like, so embarrassing. Okay, so I don't want to keep yapping about that same story, even though I could go on and on. So I'm just going to tell you about my plans and what I'm getting ready for. This thing, does this make anybody else cough? Don't mind my dogs barking if you can hear them. Yeah, I live with it, so you're fine. I'm going to dinner with my mom, and we're going to Bar Taco. I'm so excited. I'll be back. I just have to do my lashes for a second because I cannot do them on camera. Okay, oh gosh, I have to add some of this to my neck. I look like not matching. My face is like a banana peel and my neck is like the banana. I used to have the most luscious long eyelashes in the whole world, and then this ran out and now they're falling out. Like, are you kidding me? I bought this for what, $70 and ran out, and I didn't want to buy another one because my lashes were long, and then they fall out? What's the point? If you want me to make a get ready with me with like saying the stuff that I use instead of just skipping over that part, I will do that. I just didn't really know what type of get ready with me to make because I never did this before. So sorry if this is really boring. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about myself. I'm an upcoming sophomore in high school. I used to do volleyball, but I just quit because it's just not fun anymore for me. I still love it. No, I don't. I'm kidding. I'm not even gonna lie. Harder. Okay, I still haven't done my eyelashes. I have to leave for dinner at 4:30 and it's 3:56. Honey, that is not gonna happen. Actually, it probably will because I did my hair already, so all I have to do is get dressed. I don't know what to wear. Oh my gosh, guys, guess where I'm going for summer break? You literally gotta give this one a drum roll. Actually, probably not, because there's people that are gonna one-up me. But, Punta Cana! Should I vlog? Should I give some, like, day in my life? Guys, what is going on? I look scary. I forgot how to do eyelashes. I haven't done them since June something. And it's, what is it? Echo? What day is it?
Today is Thursday, July 10th.
It's July 10th. I can't sing. My mom once told me that my singing sounds like a dying pig. Do you want to know something so embarrassing? I used to take hours on my eyelashes. I'm not even exaggerating. 3 hours. Ask any of my friends. They probably thought I was the most annoying human being ever when we did Get Ready With Me together. Am I stupid? We didn't do Get Ready With Me. We got ready together. Have a good day. Fun fact about me. I love E. Newton. Sponsor me. I don't know where my other ones went, but I have more somewhere. Guys, my dresses got back from the altar. I just finished my mascara, but it looks like some buns. You guys have like one eyelash that's like longer than the other? What I found out is it's because I sleep on the same side every night. I don't really know how that works, but I mean, it makes sense in my head a little bit. I just realized I'm not wearing my cartilage or this side, so just put this in. The playlist is Hype Getting Ready. Echo. Skip. Okay. They look disgusted. Okay, this is the final look. I'm so excited to see how it goes. Slay.
Get ready with me, but let's talk about some recent school drama that is actually insane. If you see this on your For You page, comment For You page and make sure to save this video so you guys can come back for the next parts. So basically, my ex-best friend has been secretly dating this one guy for like almost 2 years now. She's cheated with him. She's been with multiple different guys while she's talked to him. And recently she got into a lot of trouble. I of course gotta use code names. So Sarah, and we're gonna call Reiner. So Reiner's mom decides to go through his phone. And of course they find some really not good things. So Reiner's mom calls the school, calls the principal, calls the counselor, and says, hey, you need to get a hold of Sarah's mom because we need to talk. So Sarah's mom went into school and was like, give me your watch. Don't delete anything. Just put it in my hand. Because Sarah is very known to crying to principals and teachers just in school and causing a scene. So she went through the watch. So of course she didn't delete anything. So like all the bad stuff was still on there. But basically, her and him were getting like intimate in the stairwells outside on a kid's playground and just getting intimate inside of the school when teachers and like kids weren't around. and I guess a teacher caught them a couple weeks ago, like, doing stuff. So Reiner was gone from school for like 2 weeks because of this. He's also of different religion than her, and he should not be doing any of this stuff. But guys, I feel like school drama always gets like better at the end of the school year. So if I were you, I'd make sure you follow for more videos like these because there's a whole drama playlist I have.
I was living in the dorms at the time I was dating this guy, and I found out that he was cheating on me through this girl's private story that one of my guy friends was added to. She posted a picture of my boyfriend on her story with a bunch of hearts around his face. Also, she had a bunch of guys added to this private story, and she didn't even go to my college. So my guy friends showed me this, and I looked closer. The picture was taken in his room, the floor above my room, in his dorm room. So obviously I flip out on him and I break up with him, right? Well, okay, that happened in, I believe, May. He goes home for summer break, okay? We leave college, we haven't talked or anything. Fast forward to August, he comes back and he's trying to talk to me. He's trying to get back together with me, blah, 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 blah. Apparently he tells this girl that he wants to work things out with me and ends things, basically. I don't know what they were. I don't know if they started dating, but at this point, he breaks it off with her in August. So at this point in my life, I don't know what this girl looks like. I had never seen her before. I knew her name because my friend told me her name was, we're going to call her Katie, okay? Her name was Katie. That's all I knew. But she wasn't actually even from the town that I was from and going to college. Anyways, so one morning, I'm walking out to my car in the parking lot of the college, and I get in my car and I drive to the post office. I'm just running errands. So I pull up and I exit my car, and when I get out of my car, I see that I have a huge scratch from my side mirror all the way to the back bumper. I'm obviously like, what the fuck? Who did this? That is my first question that I have. Who did this? Because I'm inspecting it, just checking to see if maybe this was an accident, but no, that shit was deep as fuck. At this point in my life, I have no beef with anyone. I'm chilling. Like, life is good, okay? So I'm like, what the fuck? So I obviously file a police report, okay? And I file a claim with my insurance, whatnot. Still trying to rack my brain. Cannot figure out who would have done this, okay? Fast forward a year. I'm in a whole new relationship. We are 6 months in at this point. We're very happy. Things are great, okay? I'm over this man that cheated on me. I'm at a bead shop, okay, like a crystal shop with my new boyfriend and his family, his sister, his nephew, and his sister's boyfriend. We're in this crystal shop for a good 45 minutes. We're in there for a while, okay? We're walking out. I'm walking out with my boyfriend and his family to my car. And as we're walking out, these two girls come up to me out of nowhere and they go, "Are you Peyton?" And I go, "Yeah." Then they go, "We heard you were talking shit about our girl Katie." And at this point in my life, I didn't know a Katie. No idea. So I'm like, "Katie who?" And they're like, "Don't play dumb." So I say, "I don't know a Katie." "Katie who? Who are you talking about?" And before they can even answer that question, it clicks in my head and I'm like, "Katie, okay." Then I think, my ex. So I'm like, "Are you talking about Katie, my ex's name, that Katie?" And they're like, "You know damn well who we're talking about." And I'm like, hold up. I haven't even spoken to that man in so long. And if you have a problem, take it up with him and not with me, because I have nothing to do with that situation. And I don't even know Katie, okay? I've never even seen what she looks like. And if I'm talking shit about anyone, I'm talking shit about my ex, not about her. I don't know who she is, and he's the one that cheated. So I was like, if you have a problem, take it up with him, not with me. And then they go, "Don't talk disrespectfully to us." And I literally laughed and I got in my car and we drove away. So not only did they follow me and stalk me in that store and waited for me to leave to try and run up on me or something, they really had a problem with something that happened over a year ago that I had absolutely nothing to do with. I was the girlfriend. If anything, I should be the one running up on Katie. And also, I have no idea who those two girls were from that day. So I don't remember their faces or anything. So if I would have seen them, or if I saw them in public today, I wouldn't even recognize them or know them from those two girls, because I don't remember their faces. Their faces weren't that memorable. Also, it was just stupid too, because I was with my new boyfriend and his family when that happened. And it was funny because my boyfriend's sister's boyfriend was like, "Damn, I thought I was gonna have to beat some bitches up." So as we're driving away, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, That's weird because the time that I got my car keyed was around that same time that my ex told her that he was trying to make things work with me and cut it off with her. And then I'm like, how did she know my name? How did she know what car I drove? How did she know anything about me?
Get ready with me while I tell you about my horrendous first date story. So this was a couple of years ago, and I met this guy off of Instagram. He had DM'd me, and I was like, you know what? Why not? So anyways, I gave him my Snap, and we are, well, like, I'm trying to message him, but he doesn't message back, like, ever. He maybe only snapped me twice, and the first time was to ask me out on out for a date. And then the other time that he snapped me was to confirm the date, like 2 days later. Weird. So the plan is to go out for ice cream, right? I'm like, yeah, like, okay, sure, it's just ice cream, whatever. Like, you go, it was supposed to be like 30 minutes, give or take. So I'm getting ready. He comes, he picks me up. He waits at the end of my driveway, doesn't come to the door. He didn't even get out to open my door or anything, which was, like whatever. So we go to this ice cream place, it's raining outside, and they're closed. Great. So then we just kind of sit there and talk for a minute, and he's like, hey, is it okay if I go and, like, stop home and grab something? I was like, yeah, that's fine. Now, on the drive there, he calls his mother, and he's like, hey, I'm coming home, I have a surprise for you. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. We get to the house, we walk in. His mom, so excited to meet me. Do you know this is our first date? This is weird. Sweet lady. She's a gem. But just weird that I was meeting her on the first date. Just a little strange, but whatever. So he's like, okay, like, let's go. We go. He wanted to go to this place that was, I don't know, a half hour away. Like, okay, not bad. Like, I know there's others that are closer, but that's fine. It's still pouring. We go and we eat our ice cream in the car. So we are sitting there eating ice cream in the car. He says, do you want to be my dad? I've already met his mother at this point, so I'm like, you know what? Sure, let's go meet your dad. Drives to his dad's place. His parents are separated, obviously. So we get there. I walk in. I'm like, okay, like, this is, like, kind of strange. Whatever. Not only did I end up meeting his father, I met his grandmother. Because apparently the father lives with the grandmother at the grandmother's house. I got no heads up. They kept thinking that I was his girlfriend. Whatever. Had no idea that it was our first date. And that I had barely spoken to this guy. So anyways, we leave after that. We live near Niagara Falls, right? And he's like, oh, do you want to go for a walk or something? Do you want to walk down by the falls? I'm like, sure, you know what? Like, why not? So we go and walk down by the falls, and we're just kind of walking and talking, which is fine. And he kind of opened up about a few things. I opened up about a few things. And I was telling him in the process about, like, my health issues. Because I have a lot, and they consume my entire life. I was telling him about those, whatever. We get back to the car. He starts crying. I'm like, is this dude crying? what is happening? And he was like, you're just such an amazing person. Like, I'm so, like, this isn't fair. You know, you hear all these stories about them happening to, like, people you don't know. But then when it comes to someone that you do know and someone that you know personally, it hits so different. I'm like, okay, either he's really strange or he's just a really empathetic guy. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But he cries for like 5 minutes straight. Like sobs. Sobs. Not like tears up. No, he sobs. So this dude's sitting there crying. I'm like, okay, do I comfort him? What do I do? Like, I felt so awkward. I was like, okay, I don't know this guy. Now he's crying. What do I do? So, yeah, there was that. Then after that, he just kind of like drove me home. And so I got home. And for some reason, I was feeling like really good about it, because in my head, I'm like, he's, you know, he liked me so much that he brought me to his family, and he's so empathetic that he cried on the first date. Come back for part 2, because I decided to invite him to a party 2 days later.
Get ready for college in 20 minutes with me. As a chronic lazy girl who cannot stand looking not put together, but also is not getting up at like 5 in the morning to do it, this is the routine I perfected. Heatless curls are the best decision I've ever made in my life. Like, learning how to do these and trying these out was so smart, because my hair looks so good every day. I do have a tutorial a few videos down for anyone who's interested in these. Hair's done. My hair is done. That took approximately 2 minutes, so now I'm gonna do my makeup. Taking care of your skin saves you so much time on your makeup, because everything goes on so much like smoother. I did shower and put my clothes on before I started filming. The reason no one will ever convince me to stop buying high-end makeup is because the application is so much more flawless that it just takes so much less time. Like, obviously I'm doing my bronzer right now. Brush. Done. I just really love that I woke up at 5 a.m. to be here look without having to wake up at 5 a.m. So far, my makeup has taken me 3 minutes. I only found out really recently that you're not meant to do skincare like in the morning, like a full routine. So the only thing I do in the morning now is wash my face with water in the shower and put on my Milk Skin toner and like some moisturizer or something as a base for my makeup. Just set like my under eyes and stuff. A really good trick I learned is that if you don't have time to do a full face, just carve your brows. Like, it just tidies your whole face up. This whole routine has only taken me like 10 minutes and I'm almost done. I feel like carving them makes it look like I filled them when I haven't. This has nothing to do with like a minimal amount of makeup or anything. This is literally just how to like get a full face on as quick as possible. So I'm taking a powder bronzer and my nose contour is literally... And then I just like work the brush up my nose. White contour stick and drawing the lines in. Oh my god, it's cold, so it's like frozen. That's weird. I'm gonna put on a bit of powder blush to like lock it all in. Mascara. I'm gonna add a lash and then set it, and then I'm done with my makeup. Those last 2 steps like bring it together and finish the look. Being like moisturized always makes your skin look like more like clear and helps you look more put together. Putting like 20 lotions on also helps if you're not a shower in the morning kind of girly. This is the Chocolate Laneige, and I've been using it as a lip gloss, and it's like my new fave. This whole video took me 21 minutes to film. This is my outfit for today. Super boring, but okay, I'll see you guys soon.
Hi, do you like cuddling? Do you like thunderstorms? Do you like movies? Great! Come down and fill out an application to be Jen's Thunder Buddy. All we want to do is sit inside and watch movies, listen to rainstorms.
Story time on the craziest girl at my high school. And I don't mean fun crazy. I know you guys have been waiting for the story times, and I'm finally all done with high school. So I'm gonna start doing like one really good one a week. I'm only gonna tell these stories from my personal experience. I don't want to spread like any false information, any false rumors. So if I don't know, I won't be sharing the information. But what I do know is that this girl came to our high school. I forget which year, but she came to our high school. She was all the rave. She was super pretty. She seemed to be super nice. I think I know why she came to our school, but I'm not for sure, so I'm not gonna say it. I never really had a big run-in with her until my best friend at the time started dating her ex. I always have heard things because she went through a lot of friend groups and there was just always some kind of drama attached to that, you know? So anyway, my best friend starts dating her ex. They broke up. She said she didn't cheat. He said she did. She said, I don't know what's true, but basically he meets my best friend, and when I tell you these two together are the perfect couple, I can't even explain. Like, they're so in love, they're gonna get married. If they don't, I don't believe in love. This girl also gets a boyfriend around the same time. They're both moved on. Great. No, not great, because she's not. She keeps finding ways to text her ex, which is now my best friend's boyfriend, so you know, it's unsettling. They're a happy couple. Leave them alone. He never answers her. He keeps blocking her. Eventually gets to the point where she literally is texting him through her friend's phone. She like sent him a song that like reminded her of him. I'm just like, what? You have a boyfriend. I remember my friend showing me like a DM where she was like, my mom saw you driving today. I was thinking of you. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, it gets to the point where she literally texts him through her friend's phone and is kind of like blackmailing him to talk to her in a way. I'm not going to say why, you know, those are her reasons. That's not for me to talk about on the internet. And my best friend is hanging out with her boyfriend. So, you know, she stands on business and is like, look, if you need to talk to him, like, I'll be right here on the phone with him, but you can call if you need. So the girl's like, never mind. So it's just kind of at a point where, you know, she has a boyfriend. She shouldn't be texting her ex. So this is where I come in. I'm very good at confrontation. I'm also very good with my words. So me and my best friend sit down and we type a long letter for her that's very nice and direct. It wasn't mean whatsoever. The worst part was the end where we were just like, look, if you need help from your ex, we're gonna have to screenshot these texts and send them to your boyfriend because what is going on? She reads the text, but she doesn't answer it. And of course we go to school that week and hear that my best friend apparently sent her some mean text. Obviously no one believed this because, you know, my best friend at the time is so unproblematic. Literally, no one batted an eye when she said something. No, it goes mute for a while, and then we're at the point where my best friend's boyfriend needs his clothes back from this girl. So my friend texts her the first time and asks, and she's just like, well, why doesn't my ex pick it up? Then my best friend fought back and said he doesn't want to waste the gas. So she pulls the I'm not home right now, which is fine. So my best friend texts again and asks for the clothes again, and just saying that she'll swing by to grab them if you leave them on the front porch. Swings by, no one's there. She doesn't get out of her car. There was really no response, so she just kind of went on with her life. And the girl then said she gave away all of his stuff, which didn't make sense for reasons, but I don't want to get the story wrong, so we're just gonna continue. Anyway, this girl's mom ends up texting the girl's ex's, my best friend's boyfriend, and the whole thing is kind of complicated, basically saying that my best friend and her boyfriend's little sister were like harassing this girl. Just everyone knows that that's not true. This girl's mom also called my best friend a horse. Like, what? Sorry, but if you're over the age of 30 and you need to talk crap about high school girls, what are you doing? Her mom has literally made so many girls feel bad about themselves, like almost bullied out of friend groups. Like, I know this is a fact for sure because I have witnessed it. But regardless of the fact, this whole thing just goes on for way too long, and I'm like walking in the hallway behind her and she just doesn't care about who's around her, I guess, because I just hear her talking about this whole scenario completely wrong. Like, she's telling the story. Oh, I messed up on those. Telling the story so wrong and calling my best friend a fan. My best friend doesn't even say this girl's name, let alone act like a fan. And I made a story time about that whole kind of interaction as well, but I've been very careful about the story times that I share because I did it once to this other girl. Actually, that girl might top craziest chick. I don't even know. I'm not gonna say that because that's mean, but I did do like a story time about homecoming drama, and she made it seem like I was bullying her because I was calling out all the bullying I went through being her friend. Like, what? That'll be another story time. I just don't understand. I'm trying to do these as graceful as possible because, you know, like, I'm not a mean person. I don't like to talk bad about people, but I'm not afraid to spill the truth. And like, right out of high school, no one probably knows who I'm talking about, but basically this whole encounter with this girl lasted like a year and a half, I swear. It's like she forgot me and my best friend at the time literally like lived through each other. Like, everything I knew, she knew. Like, it was like our lives were one, you know? So pretty much the craziest part of all that was just the fact that she still had a boyfriend. It's one thing if you're still hung up on your ex and like you miss him and are trying to ruin someone's relationship, but you have a boyfriend. And there's been other weird allegations with that relationship, but that's not for me to talk on. But I'm ready to go. I actually really like my makeup today. I think it looks super cute and summery. So I hope you guys have a great day. There's a little story time for you guys. I hope you like it. Peace out. Love you. Bye.
Baby, I started using Sol de Janeiro, and I don't know if I'm gonna go back to Bath and Body Works. I'll probably still go get some candles, but the body sprays, I think this is where I'm at now.
Get ready with me while I tell you about how some girl tried to fight me. I'm gonna name drop because she doesn't have TikTok. Her name's Mitch and she's from my old school. Basically, she was obsessed with this guy who was also from our school, and that guy liked her best friend. Not just liked, he was dating her best friend. I wasn't even close with Mitch, but she'd always come to me during lunch and be like, oh my god, he's sitting with her again, like, would she have that? I don't know, girl, maybe because you're a Anyways, I was visiting my old school because I still have friends there, and I didn't even realize, but Mitch had deleted my WeChat. And somehow she was confronting me about not talking to her when she's the one that deleted my WeChat. Like, bitch, do you think you matter that much? She was yelling at me and saying I was talking shit about her. Like, I don't talk shit, I just say the truth. Like, being obsessed with your best friend's boyfriend is kind of fucking weird. And then I tell her exactly that, and then she was like, oh my god, you're a whore, you're such a slut, you're a backstabbing slut. And then she picks out my outfit and says me wearing a crop top makes me a prostitute. Like, first off, I'm not your mom. Second of all, just because you look like queso doesn't mean I can't wear a crop top. And then I said, even if you sold yourself for a cent, nobody would want to fuck you. And then she got really pressed. Maybe I hit a nerve with that one. And then she starts dissing my hair. I said, I have extensions because I had surgery. What's your excuse for your mama making you so ugly? I guess she ran out of disses because she started swinging at me. I was not about to tussle with this 2-ton whale. If we were to wrestle, we wouldn't even be in the same weight class. Like, go pick on someone your size. Anyways, I step back and this bitch misses. Because apparently being built like a sumo wrestler doesn't help with speed or agility. And then she tries body checking me, but my friend held her back. Because even our mutual friends knew who was in the wrong. And also because there was no way in hell I was beating this whale in a fight. And I guess she humiliated herself enough since she ran off screaming some incoherent shit. Anyways, it's okay to be any size as long as you're healthy and happy, but she clearly wasn't, so. But yeah, better luck next time you go for your best friend's boyfriend. That's all, here's the finished look.
My boyfriend of 5 years cheated on me, left me for another girl, and now he's back, so this is how I'm planning to get revenge on him. We have known each other since we were 5 years old, but we've only been in a relationship for 5 years, and last November, he all of a sudden says that he wants to break up with me because he fell in love with someone else. So when he told me this, I am absolutely devastated, as you can imagine, but I'm definitely not the one to chase. So I tried to act really cold, even though I was absolutely broken inside, and I was like, okay, it's your decision. I'm gonna move out. Don't even worry about that. When they say they always come back, they mean it. I didn't think this was gonna be this fast, but 2 months ago, he all of a sudden reaches out and says that he misses me. I hated him, and I hate him so much that I was like, okay, this is the perfect time to get a revenge. Little does he know that I'm saving $500 on his dime every month until I eventually leave him. Little does he know that I created a fake Snapchat and added his father, and now his father is cheating on his mother with my fake profile. I mean, I usually don't like to get family involved, but the truth is that his mother took his side and said that it was my fault that he left me because I was such a bad girlfriend. But wouldn't it be ironic? Because if I'm at fault for her son cheating, then she's at fault for her husband cheating on her too. Little does he know I spoke to my rental manager and signed a contract to leave this apartment we're in, which is in my name, in December, the same week he'll be gone on a work trip. Wouldn't it be funny when he comes back from that work trip? Locks are switched, his girlfriend's missing, his stuff in the dumpster, and nowhere to live. Oh, and did I mention that his dream car is actually in my name because at the time he bought it, I had better credit score. Don't worry, I've already started the process of selling it and it'll be towed to California in the same week he'll be gone on the work trip. I'm planning all this ahead, so in December, when he comes back from his work trip, he's not gonna have his car, he's not gonna have his apartment, and he's not gonna have his girlfriend. He thought he could cheat on me, leave me for another girl, and then come back because that didn't work out without any consequences.
Does anyone up with my boyfriend of 4 years? In that sentence, it doesn't feel real. This has been one of the hardest decisions, and it's definitely going to be one of the hardest videos I ever make. I'm scared. I'm heartbroken. I'm confused. But I know it's time. I know it's past time. And I just hope someday he's able to see that this really was in both of our best interests. I've always known this day would come. I just never really knew when I would actually have the courage to do it, and today is that day.
We met in college. We were dorm room neighbors. And at that time, it felt like right person, right time. Like everything was perfect. We had routine. It was comfortable. It was convenient. It made sense. I was so in love. Really thought, this is it. I'm never gonna have to date again. Like I found my person, found my soulmate. This is the one I'm gonna marry. But as we all know, things change. And that's our situation. I graduated college a year and a half ago. We moved out together, even though he was still in college, and was really super excited. You know, like, this is my first time out of school. I'm ready to kind of explore this life, travel, chase my dreams, getting to know myself. And somewhere in that process, I realized I was outgrowing the version of myself that existed in that relationship. It was honestly, like, so difficult. Felt myself almost having to shrink down to fit into the relationship. That's kind of when problems really started to happen. I've known in my gut that I was not in the right relationship for me for about 2 years now, but I loved him so much that I just kept thinking to myself, things will change. And I think when we hit that 4-year mark, hit it in April, I kind of did some deep reflecting. I've been like journaling about this because it's been something that's been on my mind for quite a while now. And I noticed some repeated patterns that I was just hoping and wishing would change, but they weren't changing. And another thing I feel like I should add, I don't want to change a person to like fit with me. Like I want to find something that's just natural. We just got to a point where we didn't really see eye to eye anymore. I realized our goals for the future didn't really align. Just certain like things that are definite deal breakers for me. And I was hoping it would change, but that was wishful thinking. I think the part that makes all of this so hard is nothing catastrophic happened. Like there wasn't any big explosive breakup moment, no cheating, none of that. And that's somehow even more difficult to walk away from. So I packed up 4 years of my life and moved last week. Told them that it was kind of just to find myself and like self-growth, which it totally was. But it was also to separate from the situation and give myself that clarity. Are you making the right decision? Almost immediately, I felt some sort of like peace. That distance gave me clarity that I needed. And I just had to sit down and admit to myself, this is not the love that I want to keep choosing. But moving away has been so hard. So we do like our nightly FaceTime calls. I almost felt like I had to like act like everything was all fine and dandy, even though it wasn't. And I've been holding it in. Feeling like I'm living a lie like that, honestly, broke me. As much as this breakup is going to hurt, I feel like I'm going to feel relieved. I don't have this weight on my chest anymore. It feels like my life's on pause until I get the thing done. Dragging it out is just hurting myself and him more. This is not fair to either of us. I need to do the hard thing that needs to be done. Loving someone and choosing someone are two very different things. You can love something while still realizing it is not good for you. It's just whether or not you choose to walk away. And now I'm choosing to walk away for both of our own goods. I know for a fact I'm the one that has to do it in order for it to be done, even though we both know that this has to happen. I just had to be honest with myself and realize we are not bringing out the best version of each other anymore. This is not really a healthy relationship anymore. Now I have to act. I am terrified to start over. I don't want to live a life out of fear. I want a deep love. I know some people might be wondering, like, why are you making a video about this whole thing? I need this for my coping process, all right? My boyfriend was very private and he kind of wanted me also to be private, which just isn't me. I'm very extroverted. I love talking and having fun, and I'm done pretending to be someone that I'm not. And I also know I am most definitely not the only person out there who's going through a situation like this and holding on to something that is slowly killing them. I'm truly, in my heart of hearts, doing what I feel is right. I can't apologize for that. I am really sad, and it's gonna be really hard to see him hurting, but I know in the long run, this will be for the best for both of us. And I already feel like a part of me that's been missing for so long is coming back. I have no idea what the future has in store. I am optimistic. I'm so proud of myself for sticking to my gut and finally having the courage to follow through. I'm just gonna get in there, do it, probably hug forever, and then that'll be it. Don't cry now, you've done so good. I'll keep you guys posted. Wish me luck. It's gonna be really difficult. Bye.
I found out my fiance was cheating on me on our wedding day. Yeah, no, not a week before, not months before, like hours before I was supposed to walk down the aisle. And if you thought I was going to be the kind of girl that was going to hide in the corner and cry about it, just cancel the wedding, no, could not be me. I was going to make sure this man paid. So, let me tell you how I got my revenge. I wake up the morning of my wedding surprisingly calm, no cold feet, no crazy wedding jitters. until I check my phone. And that's when I see I have a DM on Instagram from an account that I don't follow. And at this point, I think my biggest concern of the day is whether my curls are gonna hold during the ceremony. But when I open this message, I realize my concerns are a lot bigger than that. The message from this random girl reads, "Hey, so sorry, didn't realize he was engaged, but thought you would want to know what your fiance did during his bachelor party." And there they are. There are literally almost 50 photos of my fiance and this girl kissing, looking like a couple, for tons of screenshots of text between them, laying out exactly what happened during his bachelor party, that they were spending that entire weekend together. I mean, the proof was irrefutable. He clearly cheated on me. And I'm not dumb. If he cheated on me like that on his bachelor party, he's definitely cheated before. I just haven't caught him. So I've realized that I didn't even know who I was marrying. I was marrying a total stranger. And this girl definitely lied when she said that she didn't know he was engaged, because one of the text messages said, "There's no way that she's gonna find out, and this is my last taste of freedom." So yeah, she definitely knew he had a fiance and was about to get married. Why even lie? But whatever. My issue was with him, not with her, and I'm just glad that she told me before it was too late and I married the man. So I immediately go and show my best friend / maid of honor all of these messages, and she's shocked. She's angry and upset, and she's like, "Okay, what are we gonna do? What is the plan? Are we running right now?" And I said, "Absolutely not. Give me my dress. It's time for me to put it on." And she is so confused because she assumed that I was gonna cancel the wedding, but no, that is not what I was gonna do. I sat her down and told her the plan that I had to get revenge on this man. And she was so in. I love her. So it's time for the ceremony. It's time for me to get married. And the ceremony space looks absolutely beautiful. Better than I could have ever imagined. It was my dream wedding, except obviously not my dream man. He is up there looking like he just stepped out of a magazine ad. I start walking down the aisle and he is crying. I'm like, okay, you little faker. I don't believe any emotion you've ever expressed to me in our lives. During my fiance's vows, I am trying so hard to keep it together. If I wouldn't have known he cheated, I would have been in tears. They were beautiful, but knowing what he did, it was just comical. He was talking about how much he loved me, how he would always protect my heart. He would always support me. We were a team. He would always be loyal to me. Okay, really? How is he standing there with a straight face saying this to me? But I keep it together. I just have a little soft smile on my face, like, the whole time. And I feel like he might have been a little confused why I wasn't crying, because I am a crier, but, you know, he wasn't too suspicious at this point. But then it was time for me to give my vows, and that's where the real fun started. I started off my vows by saying, "Babe, standing in front of you right now, about to say I do to become your wife, there aren't a lot of words to express what I'm feeling. So I thought it would be best if I showed you." And right then, from behind us, a screen lowered and the projector turned on to play a presentation that my maid of honor and I created while we were getting ready. Yeah, I think you know where this is going. I continued by saying, "The reason I don't know what to say to you is because I don't know you. You're a stranger to me. I thought you were the love of my life, my soulmate, but really, you're just a pathological liar who almost forced me into a marriage while deceiving me. Who knows how many times you've cheated on me?" And as I'm saying all of this, the photos and text messages that girl sent me were playing in the background. This man looked like he was going to projectile vomit everywhere. His family is all sobbing. My family is just shook. I told him I could choose to stand here and be devastated, but instead, I am so lucky I found out before it was too late, and I had a son with you and had to do everything in my power to make him turn out not just like you. I then turned to all the guests and say, "And we're still going to celebrate that because the food's already paid for, the open bar is paid for, so let's go celebrate." Turned to my fiance and said, "Yeah, not you, you're going to go and never speak to me again, but the rest of us, we're going to have a day." And I walked right down that aisle with all my bridesmaids following me. The guests were a little confused at first, but yeah, they ended up kind of following as well, and we all went to the reception, and I just pushed everything to the back, just pretended like everything was fine, because you know what? I didn't end up with that man, and I could have ended up marrying that man. Horrible. The next thing to decide is who I'm going to go on the honeymoon with, and I'm kind of thinking his best friend. He's always had a thing for me.
Get ready with me while I tell you how I ended my 13-year relationship a few months before the wedding. Finally giving the girlies what they've been asking for, I posted a TikTok spilling some tea about my relationship. a few days ago, and you guys have been requesting a story time, so here it is. This is actually my first time talking about it, but it's been some time now and I've healed, so I feel comfortable talking about it now. So a little backstory, I was with my ex for 13 years and engaged for a year. That's already a red flag. Why were we dating for an entire decade without tying the knot? But that's a whole nother story. So I met him my senior year of high school, and he was just starting college. He was friends with my sister, so that's how we met. My parents loved him. I loved his family. So he finally proposed, and I was literally over the moon. I had dreamt of this day my entire life, our entire relationship. So after the proposal, we did have an engagement party. So now it was time to plan the wedding. We went and looked at some venues, fell in love with one. We booked immediately. We had also booked a wedding planner and a caterer. And I decided that I was going to go to Pakistan with my mom to do all of the wedding outfits. So I was in Pakistan for 3 weeks, and I ordered all my clothes and also was almost finalizing his stuff. My mom was going to stay longer to finish up everyone else's. So now I get to Dubai from Pakistan, and I had a few hour layover there, so I'm literally just bored out of my mind. The funny thing was that I was messaging him and it was kind of taking him long to reply, and I'm thinking there was a 12-hour time difference, so I'm like, he should be like in bed. So I'm like, hello, where are you? And he's like, hi. And then he calls me a little bit later, and then we talk and everything, and I'm about to board the flight. So then I tell him like, okay, I'm about to board, so I'll talk to you later. And he's supposed to be picking me up when I get home. Why am I shaking telling this story? Like, what is wrong with me? I'm totally okay now, but I don't know, just nervous. So I'm waiting to board my 13-hour flight from Dubai to SF, and I never checked my DM request on Instagram, and I don't know what told me that night. So I go to it and I click on the first request. It's from a girl, and as soon as I read the first few words, you guys, the way my heart literally sank, I cannot explain that feeling. My worst nightmare just came to life. So basically her DM said, your man wasn't fishing last night. He was with me. We went to a bar to get a drink. Nothing happened between us, but I realized that he was engaged. I'm so sorry. I just looked at your Instagram. You look like a beautiful person, and I just wanted to let you know. And he was posting that he was fishing on his Instagram stories, so that's why she said that. I couldn't believe that this is happening as I'm getting ready to board my flight after just ordering my wedding outfits. My bachelorette party was booked. Everything was booked. So my first thought was like, damn, I don't really want to seem insecure, like I don't trust my man by messaging her, but like I didn't. So I just replied, do you have proof? That's all I said. My heart was racing. I felt so sick to my stomach. Like, I can't even explain. So I called him back immediately. I got out of the line to board, and I called him, and he's like acting casual. Obviously, he's like, what's up? And I was like, so what were you doing last night? And he's so confused because we had just got off the phone, and he's like, what do you mean? I told you I went fishing. And then I was like, okay, and before you went fishing? And he's like, oh, I went to blah, blah, blah bar to get some drinks with so-and-so. And he's like, why? At this point, he already knows that I know something, because why did I just call back to question him? So I asked who was he at the bar with, and he named his friends, and I was like, no, who else was there? He's like, just us. You're crazy. What's wrong with you? And I was like, no, there was a girl there. Who was the girl? He's like, oh, that's my friend's friend. I'm trying to get him to say the name. He's acting like he doesn't even remember the girl's name. He's saying some random names. And then in this time, I go back to her page to look at her, and I saw that he was following her. And then after I talked to him, I see he goes in and follows her. So I'm like, oh, so you do know who I'm talking about, and you were following her until now you just went in and followed. So I just hung up because I knew I was about to turn into a completely different person, and I was at the airport. So I hung up on him, waited for her to send me proof. And I'm like getting so scared and hoping that the flight gets a little delayed so I get the proof before I hop on this flight. So then she sends me a random picture that she's in his car, and he has a Tesla, and I recognize his car and his hand So I knew it was him. He is like messaging me, he's calling me, he's blowing on my phone. So I answer him and I'm like, so why was a girl in your car? And you guys, the story he made up as to why this girl was in his car, like, he goes, oh, that was so-and-so's friend and she's never rode in a Tesla. She wanted a ride, so I just like drove her to the bar. You are not in a Bugatti, okay? His lies were just getting worse and worse. He even had his friend, who is the biggest liar that I do not trust, send him a message saying, oh, that was so-and-so. So he's showing me screenshots like, look, he knows I would never do anything like that. And I'm like, okay, you want me to believe this liar? You guys, if I did not have proof, the way I would have believed him, because the way he was manipulating me and telling stories, he's like, you know, I always run into your friends every time I'm out, which is true. He's like, you really think I would take some girl out to a bar knowing that I run into your friends all the time? And in my head, I'm like, he's got a point there. I don't think that if he was doing that, he would be at a bar. He would like go to someone's house. So I'm like, She had also sent me another picture, so I knew that them two were at the bar. But then I knew he was making up this whole story. He was lying. But if I didn't have that proof, I would have believed him because his lies were so believable. He's like, I would never do that to you. Are you insane? Someone is lying. They don't want us to be together. You're crazy. I just tell him, I cannot believe you and I'm done. We were getting ready to board, so I had to get off the phone. So he's blowing up my phone, sending texts, calls. I'm just ignoring it. And the girl sent me more messages. So I was fully aware of everything going on. I just sat in the plane and I was just numb. Like, I was shocked. I was numb. I couldn't even begin to process what the heck was happening with me. That entire flight for 13 hours, I just sat there like this. I didn't even recline my seat. I sat up straight like this for 13 hours. I just closed my eyes because I didn't want to be bothered. I did not sleep. I didn't listen to my music. I did not use the bathroom. I did not drink water, food, nothing. Kept hoping that I'm dreaming. This is a nightmare and I'm going to wake up any second. The guy on the plane next to me was so freaking nice, you guys. He tapped me to wake me up for a meal. I had already missed breakfast and lunch and this was dinner time. So he tapped me. He's like, oh, you've been missing meals, so I got you a plate. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. And he's like, you took something? And he had an accent, so I couldn't understand. So I'm like, huh? He's like, you took something to sleep like that. And I was like, oh no. And he's like, all natural? And I was like, yeah, natural. He was literally concerned for my livelihood. So I didn't want him to think I was some psychopath. So I tried to eat my meal and I literally felt like I was going to throw up. I had to stop. Okay, fast forward. I'm in SF, the worst 13 hours of my entire life, to say the least. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if to still have him pick me up. I still had one more flight to go. So I messaged him saying, do not pick me up. I'll figure it out. And then I was like, okay, pick me up from the airport, because I'm like, I just need to deal with this. So I finally land home. He texted saying that he's here. He's going to park and come to baggage claim. And I'm like, no, why would you come to baggage claim? Just wait for me, pull up. I'm just going to come. Like, I don't want you to come inside. And then he's like, my mom is with me too. I'm sorry, what? He says, oh, I'm going to take my mom to the sister's house and she's near you, so we're just gonna drop her off. But I know what he was doing there. Like a zombie. Not only I haven't slept in 30 plus hours, I also haven't ate. My eyes are bloodshot red. And then I walk down and he's standing there with flowers and his mom is smiling, and God bless her. I literally love her. I hugged her and I didn't hug him. She immediately knew something was up because of our body language. And she didn't speak English, so she didn't really know the few words that I said. I just said that, yeah, that's my bag. So basically in the car ride, he's trying to sweet talk. Let's drop her off first and then we can talk. And I was like, no, drop me off first and do not come back. I'm done. Okay, this is getting really long. You guys are gonna have to go to part 2. I'm sorry.
My boyfriend got my little sister pregnant. Yeah, while we were dating. My little sister is 3 years younger than me, and we've always had a pretty tense relationship. And that's because she's always wanted to copy everything I do. And not just when she was really young, it still happens to this day. But she wasn't copying me in a way of admiring me. She would copy me because she was in some kind of competition with me. Whatever I did, she wanted to do it better. If I had an outfit, she wanted to wear the same one, but style it better. If I did an activity, she wanted to join the same one and be better at it than me. That's how it's been our entire life. And I very quickly noticed that when I started dating, she started flirting with all of my boyfriends, and not subtly. She'd be like, you know, imagine if we would have met first. Like, you probably would have been dating me. But obviously you can't because you're with my sister, but like, if you hadn't met her, right? That's weird. That's just so disrespectful. I would bring this up to her and tell her that it made me really uncomfortable and I thought that it was weird. She'd be like, oh my gosh, you're so dramatic. You're so jealous. And my parents would say the same thing. They're like, Kelsey, it's your little sister. What are you talking about? She's obviously joking. Sorry, I don't think that's funny. And I have a pretty good sense of humor, if I'm being honest. So it just got to the point that I stopped bringing the guys that I was dating around my family because it just wasn't worth the drama for me, which is really sad because I'm really close with my parents, but I knew that if we went to any family holidays, she was going to be there and it was always going to just start a fight. So I stayed away. Things changed when I started dating my most recent boyfriend because it started getting more serious. We were dating for over a year and I knew that I needed to bring him around my family because that's what you have to do. You know what I mean? Also, I stupidly thought that maybe somehow my sister had matured and wouldn't act up anymore, but I was wrong. The first time she met my boyfriend, one of the first things she said is she's like, oh my gosh, if Kels ever misbehaves or treats you wrong, just let me know. I'll fix it. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. I always have your back. I was like, this is weird. Like, this is just a weird conversation you're having. She was also just being really touchy with him, wanting to always sit by him, was grabbing his arm, laughing at all his jokes. She was flirting with him. Like, I know what flirting looks like, okay? And I know what her flirting looks like because she's my little sister and I've known her whole life. So I pull her aside and I'm like, yeah, we're not going to do this, okay? We're not going to continue to do this. I can't. I'm tired. You got to just be normal and stop flirting with all my boyfriends. And again, she was like, oh my gosh. I did not realize how insecure you were. Like, it's actually really sad that I'm the younger sibling and I'm just so much more confident, so much more self-assured. Like, if you were acting like this with my boyfriends, I would not be upset at all. Okay, well, you've never had a boyfriend and there's a reason for that. I'm just gonna put that out there. About a month after this initial meeting, my little sister calls me and tells me that she has amazing news and that she's actually gonna be moving states and moving to the city that my boyfriend and I live in. Great. I was so excited for that. And not only was she moving to our city, she was going to move into the same apartment complex that we lived in. Even better for me. So she moves to our city, moves into our apartment complex, and suddenly she needs help with absolutely everything. She doesn't have a car, so she needs to be driven everywhere. She needs help having everything built. She needs help with all the moving stuff. And guess who she asks for all of it? Yeah, you're right. My boyfriend. Coincidental? I think not. And it got to the point that they were hanging out and I didn't even know they were hanging out. He would get home and I'd be like, where were you? And he was like, I was with your sister. I was helping her do X, Y, Z. I was like, wait, what? What do you mean you were with my sister? Why didn't you tell me? And he's like, oh, I didn't think it was a big deal. She just needed a favor. And so I went to help out. Like, she lives in our building. No, okay? He was making it seem like it was innocent. It wasn't innocent. It gets to the point that this is the biggest issue in our relationship. We're constantly arguing about it, where I'm like, I want you to stop spending so much time with my sister because you already know the previous issues that are there. And he was like, it's your family. I'm just trying to be a good guy. I'm like, okay, sorry, your loyalty is to me and I'm asking you to establish this boundary and you won't do it and it's weird. And we were just going back and forth for weeks about it. Finally, one day, my little sister comes to my apartment while my boyfriend and I are watching a movie and she just looks so upset. I'm like, what's wrong? Like, what is going on? And that's when she tells me that she is pregnant, which I'm shocked about because she just moved to the city. I didn't know she was dating anyone. The only guy that she's been hanging out with is my boyfriend. See, at the time I didn't put that together because I thought that there was no way that he would do that to me, but yeah, just wait. But the person who was even more shocked was my boyfriend. He looked like he was about to projectile vomit. I was like, wow, they obviously have gotten really close. He is really concerned about her. And that's when I start asking her, I was like, okay, who's the father? Whose baby are you having? And she gets really quiet. She's like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't really want to tell you. I was like, why are you being weird about this? And obviously we know why she was being weird about this. Then she starts looking at my boyfriend. She's like, I mean, like, are you going to tell her or am I? She fully came in here ready to expose him, and he had no idea. It was just all going down right there in my living room. So I look at him, he looks absolutely sick. I'm looking at her, and low-key, she's smirking a little bit. She's happy about this because, again, everything's a competition, and apparently she won. She took my man. That's what she wanted this whole time. And I look at him, I'm like, no, please tell me that she's lying. She's making this up. And he can't even get any words out. I can see it on his face that, yeah, it's him. He's the father of this baby. So I absolutely lose it. I'm like, what are you even talking about? And he has the audacity to say to me, well, I know I cheated, but I only half cheated because it's your sister. You shared DNA. So it's like, it's not as bad if I was cheating with someone else. It's like, it's half cheating. No! I'm sorry. What man logic is that? I cannot. It's way worse to cheat with somebody's sibling than with a stranger. So obviously I kick him out. I'm like, you have somewhere else to sleep in the exact same building, so don't even feel bad about it. I don't want to see your face ever again. I look at my sister, I'm like, I don't want to see your face ever again either. My ex-boyfriend is now texting me 24/7, apologizing, saying it was a mistake. It only happened once, which I don't believe based on how much time they spent together. And my family keeps texting me, it's your little sister, give her grace. People make mistakes. So people make mistakes? That was not a mistake. That was a betrayal. Haven't heard anything from my little sister though. Not one text, not one apology, because she's not sorry. She very much planned for this to happen. I know it. And I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen next, but let me know if